Hey guys, Greg here from the Vinyl Rundown, entering another YouTube contest. I'm brand new to YouTube, and this is my second contest. This one is from Beth at B-Side Records, and her contest is called Room 237, and that's cool because I love Stanley Kubrick and all his movies, and I may even give you my thoughts on Room 237 at the end. But let's get into Beth's 3 questions about records for the numbers 237. The first one is 2 records that look alike. Okay, Elvis Costello Blue from 1980 something, early 80s, 81 or 82 I think. Does this record look reminiscent of this record? In fact, the Elvis Costello record is totally based and modeled on the Kenny Burrell record, Midnight Blue, from I wish I had all those numbers memorized. So Elvis Costello, Kinda Blue, and Kenny Burrell, Midnight Blue. A lot of artists mimic the Blue Note classic jazz album covers because they're so great looking. This is actually not the best of all the Blue Note covers, but it's certainly the best Kenny Burrell album. So check that one out. I got 2 for you because I always go above and beyond. 1987, the DBs, one of my favorite bands, jangly, rootsy pop rock music. This record was not that well known because I think their record company maybe went bankrupt or something before they were supposed to promote it. Otherwise, it would have turned into a smash hit. So the record cover design is they're in this apartment building because they're starving musicians and they live in a crummy apartment. And the dude downstairs, the old man, in the pajamas, is smacking on the ceiling, telling him to be quiet. Where have you seen that before? Look at this record from 1956, Music to Break a Lease By. Same exact layout, music on top, in this case it's a party, and then the dude in the pajamas with the red broomstick. Is that a coincidence? Is that possible? Or did they steal or borrow that idea? Don't know. Number 3. Where's my number 3 pile? Very strange artist. Not that strange, but not well known to most of you folks. Arthur Lyman, and a lot of his records in the 50s were this sort of exotica, lounge style, tiki style. You were supposed to put on these records and have an umbrella drink at your tiki party. So this one is called Yellowbird. And this one is called Cotton Fields, but the whole volcano theme in Hawaii. The third one, because Beth is into horror movies, oh yeah, Taboo, Volume 2, with the actual shrunken head. Because, the Hawaiians, they're enjoying their pina coladas and their poi, but eventually somebody decides to go out and maybe chop off a head and give it a shrink. So Arthur Lyman, unusual tiki artist. All these records are associated with and recorded in the so-called Kaiser Dome, this giant aluminum dome in Hawaii. The guy from Kaiser Aluminum also started Kaiser Permanente, and so there's a lot of mention of him on the back of these records. More trivia. Hope you guys like trivia. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Okay, the last one was the hardest to come up with, number 7. Room 237, a record with 7 in it. I cheated and I went to my Discogs database and I came up with Dave Edmunds, can't read it, maybe 1980 something. DE7. Dave Edmunds, the number 7. What's the significance of the number 7, you might ask? Well, if you play guitar, do you know what a D looks like? Do you know what an E7 looks like? So Dave Edmund, the E chord with the 7th on it. And he's got better pictures of that on the back. Can you see the D chord? And can you see the E7th chord? 2 classic chords if you're into rock and roll or rockabilly music. If you're not sure what those sound like, D chord, E7th chord. There you go. Free demonstration of the E7 chord. Absolutely no extra charge for that. Can I give you a quick little rundown on the significance of room 237, which is there's a whole cult about this in the movie The Shining. So The Shining, room 237, that was the first movie Kubrick made after Space Odyssey 2001. There's a lot of controversy around the making of that movie and what it meant. There's no question that Kubrick worked closely with NASA in making 2001. He relied on them for a lot of the photographic imagery. The question that a lot of internet conspiracy theorists are asking is, did NASA rely on Kubrick for their making of a film called Fake Moon Landing Hoax? You can go check that out on the internet. But Kubrick supposedly tied all these clues about the moon landing into The Shining, and especially the room 237 scene. So if you look at the room key where it says room 237, some people say you can rearrange those letters and it says moon room. So 237 is really the moon room. And 237, the number, may be significant because it's how many miles from the Earth to the moon, 237,000-ish. And then right before the famous moon room scene, there's a scene where Danny stands up and launches the Apollo 11 spacecraft because it's on his sweater and he stands up in a launching motion. So those little factoids are kind of the basis of, part of anyway, the Kubrick room 237 moon landing hoax, cult, conspiracy. Do your own research, guys. I can't begin to comment on whether or not any of this stuff is real or imaginary or who knows what, but let me just go on record saying I never disagree with the US government on camera. You shouldn't either. Bye-bye.